From the combined crew of blindandroidusers.com and accessibleandroid.com, it's time for your favorite Android podcast. Kick back now and enjoy another fine episode from these fanboys and gals as they navigate Android from a blindness perspective. And now, here's your crew. Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 245 of the Blind Android Users Podcast. We're recording today, August the 16th, 2025, and I'm Warren Carr, hiding here in the state of Washington with my co-hosts.
Erin Tiwan from Lebanon.
And SayIt from Samsun, Turkey.
Welcome to episode 245. Coming up in this episode, we have Android Basics, where we talk about color detection. Do we need those now that we have AI? In our spotlight, we take a look at what's going on with the Android QPR1 program. In the app of the week, we discuss another reading app, an ebook reading app. And then to close today's episode, we bring you a tip of the week where we show you how to hide them nudes. That's what we have coming up in this episode. Pretty girl, let's get started with you. Do some world check with you. How are you doing? Sun shining in Lebanon, fish swimming in the ocean. What else is going on?
Well, it was very hot this week. Maybe fish died in oceans because of the heat. Well, it was really very hot last week. I think that I have never seen such hot weather in my whole life. It reached about 36, 37, which is not something that we are used to have here in this area. And it was like we were boiling. We were having a lot of hot times, and but it's good now. It's better. We were able to cope, and we passed it. And I hope that it will be the last one, and we don't need to live this again. And it's going well now.
It could be that you probably went out on a date last week because you are not here, and maybe that hit things up. Sally, what do you think?
Well, it shows me that, she was really there for the dating.
Okay, listeners, don't care about rumors and about fake news and misinformation.
The boys are just out there looking for you. That's all. Right, Sally? We're just looking out for her. We're not being
right.
I'm not looking for them. I'm not looking for them. And this is the important part.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. We can't pin her down, can we? We cannot, try as we may. Anyway, welcome back, Karen, because you are not here last week, and hope things went well for you. And then keep them fishes out there in the sea, lots of them. Sally, what's going on, my boy?
I know I was away
for pretty stuff, all that good stuff. Give us the lowdown.
Yeah, I was away for a well-deserved holiday. I really needed that. I was away for maybe 2 episodes. I hope you guys missed me already. So send the messages coming. So tell me, what do you think about me coming back? Everything is good here. The temperature is just like around 30 degrees Celsius. And during the day, it's very hot. But during the night, it's so cool that it's perfect time to go out with that pretty one. Well, things are good so far, though. Let's hope for the best. And how are you, Warren?
Nice. I'm glad to hear things are going on well, and most especially with the pretty one. We're not too bad here. It's kind of like up and down. This week, though, last couple of days have been nice, 78 degrees, and then falling into the 50s overnight. So it's that time of year, an early chill of a fall, so to speak. But, we're getting to that time of the year when the temperature begins to cool down. So we're looking forward to that. It's just been nice. Some days are hot, but then it falls back down again. But other than that, I'm doing okay. My family's out of town. Julia went out, girls out on the town and all of that. And my daughter's been with her friends. And so I'm all alone by myself at home. Nice and quiet. And now, the Android Basics segment. This is a segment where we discuss the things that power your device from behind the scenes. And now, here's this week's episode, Android Basics.
So let's kick it off with Android Basics. Do we need really color detections or not? Let's talk about it, guys.
So when we talk about color detection, we know how important it is for us, for blind people, right? Most especially, I'm looking at a pretty girl, you want to know, for example, I'm just kind of trying to look at AI and say, hey, tell me some of the colors that match. For example, if I have a green shirt, what pants would I need to go with that? Or, girls would have what shoes to go with and all of that. And so we have AI that, could tell us what would go with one color and all of that. And then how do you detect the color? With AI, we could do the color detection, for example, if you're using Gemini Live and you could turn on that video mode and ask it, hey, what color is this? For example, going through your wardrobe and all of that and find something that you need. Now, though, I know we do have color detection apps and all of that, and they're very, very important in the lives of blind people because you want to find out the color of something, you pull out that to find out that. But now that we have all these AI, the question is, do we really need color detection apps or not? I know we've talked about the cache apps, and then we saw the necessity of needing such an app. What do you say about that when it comes to color detection? Sally, let's get started with you.
Well, I'm basically making use of the AI. AI tools are really helpful, especially using ChatGPT and Gemini. That really helps a lot. So those old school color detection apps, especially designed for color detection, is no go for me because they tell you all the colors, like whatever they see, it's black or yellow or anything. Like you hear all the colors as the light changes or as you like navigate the phone in some other directions. So it's no go for me. So AI is doing a great job in this matters. What do you think?
Yeah, but to be honest, though, sometimes the light makes color changes. Maybe what is looking like green, maybe light green, in a better lighting or something like of that nature. But so in other words, so what you are saying, though, that you particularly mainly use the AI now
Yeah,
to tell you
exactly.
what color you're looking at and all of that.
I'm starting the call with Gemini or ChatGPT. They really help a lot. They're mostly correct, like telling me the colors or matching the colors together, especially when when I need to go out and when there's nobody around. Fortunately, I will have someone to help me after this. But still, when you need to do some matching or when you need to do something about the colors, that really helps with AI.
Yeah, so you're not like me, maybe putting on a brown shirt with a green pants or something.
Yeah.
Something crazy like that. No, but seriously, I think that these things are very helpful to us as blind people because you can match things to go right. I mean, even as a guy, even though I really don't care, but sometimes, if you're going to some important things, it makes sense to kind of have things that kind of go together. So I'm all for AI, telling me what matches and what doesn't match and all of that. Karen girl, how about you? I know you're a girl and all of that. You guys have more to worry about those things than we do because you got the makeup stuff, you got the shoes and all kinds of stuff. You girls, your life is tough. I'm kind of wondering, gosh, I'm thankful I'm not a girl because I don't have to worry about all that stuff. Talk to us about it, girl.
Well, even you guys should have colors matched, and you shouldn't wear green pants with brown t-shirts. For me, I have never relied on color detection apps because of the important thing, which is, well, you don't know if the camera is pointing at the position that you want it to be pointing at. You don't know if you are really doing it right and pointing the camera, for example, at this t-shirt or at this part of the t-shirt, and usually you get like a number of colors without even any relation between them. Like you don't know what color is for which and where is that color or the stuff. So usually I never gotten anything important. I have never gotten anything important from those color detection applications or features in the applications. And now with AI, things are different because the AI is able to analyze the image itself, the content. It's able to make a relation between the items in the image. It's able to give you a description, including the colors. And even if you wanted to give you recommendations like what matches with what and stuff, you can do that. But even if you don't want to do this, it's still useful. Also, because it's able to see the actual image, I mean, to analyze the image itself, it will give you more accurate results. It will also, like typically, it should be able to get the relation between the color change and the light. So this makes the whole experience much better, and you can like trust it much more than the actual old traditional color detection apps. And well, I think that the AI is doing a good job. Well, with image descriptions, even if you are just checking something with TalkBack, with any other like Be My AI, Pickybot, whatever, usually it'll tell you what's the colors, like what's the color of this T-shirt, of this whatever. So it usually gives you the information that you need regarding the colors. So yeah, I think that in this, I'm personally with the AI available tools. And I think that right now I can rely on these, whereas before I wasn't able at all to rely on the color detection apps or features.
You mentioned something, Karen, which is very important. For example, if a shirt is multicolored or whatever, and then, I see the use of that AI because I could now, ask a follow-up question as to what pants would go with this particular shirt. And so it will always give you the correct one that matches that. So I see that importance of using that AI in there over the traditional color detection, because the traditional color detection, all it does is tell you whether this is a black, brown, or white shirt, or my green pants with a brown shirt or something of that nature. But it's not going to give you that advice and all of that. So it really does make sense to me. For me, I'm mainly like into solid colors, universal colors. Black will go just about with everything or whatever, So I try to make it easy for myself. And so I remember that about a month ago when we were doing my friend's funeral, and I had to do the eulogy. And, believe it or not, for some reason, I don't have a white long sleeve shirt in a long time. And so I jumped on Amazon and got me, a long sleeve white shirt and, with black pants. Of course, I had a bunch of those. And so it's just really interesting that, we have the access that we could find out what colors we have. And most especially, like I said, one could ask follow-up as to what would go with what, because a lot of blind people live by themselves. And so for me, I think it's a win-win situation that we have this AI to be able to help us in times like this. And most especially, I'm always looking out for you, my girls out there, because you guys, you need more of that stuff. You want to be all that pretty. You're not going to be like me, wearing a brown t-shirt with a green pants or whatever, mowing my grass out there, whatever, with some tattered shirt, all that stuff. But you girls, we want to see you out there pretty. So I think it's a great helper, even if you don't have someone helping you. I think the AI is a great help. Sally, you try to ask your girl to tell you what colors match, or you just particularly mainly rely on your,
Well, like
Gemini or ChatGPT?
sometimes I had to ask her, but still mainly going with AI. And I'm asking like AI was picking this hat, and how do you think? She says, "It's good."
Nice. And
Yeah.
another good thing though is that we have another thing to help us, most especially, you could do a video call with a friend, a sighted friend, and they could help you. Maybe you could even use that in putting on makeup. Karen, have you done that? Maybe use I don't know, Google Meet or whatever other video calling app to have someone help you with makeup. I'm just kind of sitting here thinking of all kinds of possibilities.
Well, I usually don't need to go with video calls to get assistance because thank God I always have someone sighted around. So this makes things easier for me. So usually, even if I'm just asking about a color of something, or I usually go for the the sighted assistants that I have.
So the takeaway here is that Gemini, or rather AI, is good enough to tell us what we need when it comes to colors, but maybe like quick colors. Maybe you have a piece of paper or whatever you want to find out the color of. If you have a color detection app, you could use that. But I mean, it all totally depends on the person in question, right? Because I think that with all of these things, maybe one may not need a dedicated color detection app. But if you want a dedicated detection color app, then you could do that. But I think that for accuracy, I probably would be using more of an AI. And of course, people have their choices. But you guys let us know in the comments if you like the AI detection color, or if you prefer those traditional color detection apps. Welcome to the Spotlight segment. This is a segment dedicated to interviews with developers or interesting happenings in the world of Android. And now for this week's episode, here's your Spotlight.
Let's move now to the Spotlight, and this week we're going to talk about a new release of the Android QPR1 beta. So Warren, what's happening with the QPR?
Yeah, so the QPR Beta 1 3.1 dropped this week, and that's the QPR 1 Beta 3.1. And that's what we have. They have some bug fixes. There are like 24 of these. I'm not sure if I'm going to read all of them, but just for giggles, I'll try to read all of them that we have. There are some 24 bug fixes for this release, as I indicated. And here are some of those changes. 1. Device instability or reboots related to Wi-Fi by improving how the system processes network statistics. 2. The Context Hub, a low-power sensor component, would crash due to excessive use of main memory, causing device instability, resolved by optimizing memory allocation and preventing memory leaks. 3. The home screen sometimes lost its bottom row of pinned apps and the search bar, making them inaccessible. This was fixed by adjusting how these elements reappear after screen transitions. 4. Notifications would overlap in the shade, hindering readability by refining the notification display and dismissal animation logic. 5. An issue that caused unexpected device restarts. 6. The quick setting UI on unfolded foldable devices appeared clipped or misaligned due to incorrect padding caused by double counting the camera cutout. 7. An issue that caused devices to unexpectedly reboot. 8. The status bar appearing in the quick settings shade was sometimes misaligned with the standard status bar, causing a visual inconsistency. 9. Addressed a system hang on crash, particularly during unlock caused by the camera's ambient light sensor ALS read getting stuck by implementing a non-blocking method of sensor data retrieval. 10. The media player on the lock screen would sometimes disappear or become unresponsive. 11. An issue where the notification shade displayed a large growing gap obscuring notifications by correcting how notifications animations were clipped. 12. An issue where the media player notification could appear clipped or disappear during device rotation by improving how its display area is sized and updated in UI transitions. 13. Video calls initiated from the voice calls no longer experience muted audio. A system audio fix now correctly manages sound output during call type transitions. 14. An issue where black translucent bars appeared at the top and bottom of the home screen after exiting full screen apps by correcting how transient system bar states were cleared. 15. An issue that caused the device to unexpectedly crash and restart during an OTA update. 16. An issue causing occasional device restarts after system updates. 17. Widgets on the home screen sometimes failed to load due to looking for outdated app files. 18. Typing occasionally stopped working in apps because internal input system processes could raise. 19. Device crashes caused by the context hub running out of memory. 20. Bluetooth crashes and instability caused by an unimplemented packet type error has been resolved. 21. RG5 BD1 AA250219.006 unable to handle kernel paging request. 22. An issue that could cause phone disconnection or system crashes during calls by resolving a memory corruption bug in audio data buffer handling related to audio playback speed changes. 23. A brief screen flicker happened when launching apps from the notification shade. And 24. A system crash that could occur when using your device's media features, especially when connected to a computer for media transfer by improving the internal handling of media connection resources. And those are the things that we have as bug fixes, though. But the most important one for those of us who are blind is that notorious, very unpleasant mic in use phrase that plagued us with the last update has been resolved. And so when you launch the assistant, or when you go to the camera app, or when you're trying to do a voice dictation, or you're trying to do a voice dictation in a messaging app, it doesn't matter whether it was Telegram, WhatsApp, or a regular SMS messaging app, you're going to hear that microphone in use. Now, that is gone with the wind. And those are the things that happen, though, with this update. And I'm particularly happy, most especially, with the fact that we no longer have to hear microphone in use. Up next is the App of the Week segment. This is a segment dedicated to app demonstrations, Should you have an app that you would like to demonstrate for our listeners, feel free to send us the recording of such an app demo to contact us at blindandroidusers.com. And now for this week's episode, here's your app of the week.
And we continue with app of the week. Warren Carr, here you demonstrate the app called SayIt. Here you go.
Hi. As we continue with our App of the Week series for episode 245 App of the Week, this is demonstrating an ebook reading app called SayIt, 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 read with your ears. If you like what we're doing, then fulfill my late friend's dream, that is Austin Pinto, by subscribing to our YouTube channel. For today's demonstration, I'll be utilizing my Galaxy S23 Plus running One UI 7 and Android Accessibility 15.x. I am on the play page of SayIt, read with your ears, and now we'll navigate to the About so we hear the description of the app, and thereafter I'll come back and tap on that beautiful install. Here is the description of SayIt.
About this app. Heading. Google Play Store. SayIt, read with ears. Details. Easy text to speak. Read any text, article, ebook just by sharing it with SayIt. Want to say it? Share it with SayIt. Turns any text selection, article, or website into a podcast. Any PDF, EPUB, or Mobi, Kindle ebook becomes an audiobook. Instantly translates to your language. Learn another language with bilingual translations. SayIt is multilingual, automatically detects the right language. Many more. Automatic article text download from a link. Most junk like navigation menus gets automatically removed from articles. Automatic language recognition. Support the Android standard sharing mechanism, can be used from any app. Reading from clipboard. Makes audiobooks from your regular books. PDF documents, EPUB or Mobi book reading. Speed control. Supported languages recognition AF, AR, BG, BN, Cs, DA, DA, LN, SET, FA, FI, FR, GU, HE, HI, HOUR, WHO, ID, IT, YA, CANE, CO, LT, LV, MK, ML, Mr, NA, NL, NO, PA, Place, PT, RO, RU, SK, SL, SO, SQ, SV, SW, TA, TE, TH, TL, TR, UK, B, ZH, Simplified, ZH, Traditional. App Info. Version 3.1. Updated on May 30th, 2025. Downloads. 100,000 plus downloads. Download size 9.69 megabytes. Required OS Android 7.0 and up. Offered by Petr Nalevka Urb Android. Released on July 8th, 2015.
And that's both the description and the history of the app. As you can see, this is an old app going back some 10 years ago. I'll now navigate though to that page that is the installation page and tap on that beautiful install, and let's get going.
Play Store. About this app. Head. Install. Pending. Verified by Play Protect. Navigate up. Button. SayIt, read with ears. 1%. 100%. Installing. Shortcut to SayIt added on home screen. Button. Open.
We're done with the installation, and sitting on that Open button, I'll now tap to open.
Allow SayIt to send you notifications. Allow. Button.
Just for your sake, guys, I'm going to allow it to send me notifications. As you guys know, I'm not really keen on notifications of any kind. However, I'm going to say allow for this demonstration.
SayIt. Page.
We're now on the tutorial page, and putting my finger down.
SayIt, read with ears.
And I'm just going to triple tap here with 2 fingers to read this page.
SayIt, read with ears. Want to say it? Share it with SayIt. Listen to any text selection, article, or website. Any PDF, EPUB, or Mobi becomes an audiobook. Instantly translates to many languages. Learn another language with bilingual translations. Next. Button.
And now at the bottom right corner is that Next button.
Page 2 of 7.
Page 2. Let's read this again.
Ebooks become audiobooks.
Ebooks become audiobooks. I'm just going to tap on Next.
Next. Page 3 of 7.
We're now on page 3 and putting my finger down in the middle.
Articles become podcasts.
I'm going to tap on Next at the bottom right corner,
Next. Page 4 of 7.
putting my finger down in the middle.
SayIt is multilingual.
I'll tap at the bottom right corner for Next,
Next. Page 5 of 7.
and putting my finger in the middle.
Learn a language.
Tapping on Next now at the bottom right corner,
Next. Page 6 of 7.
putting my finger down,
Your audiobook library with no recurring costs.
tapping on Next at the bottom right corner,
Next. Page. Thank you for using SayIt 7 of 7.
and at the bottom right corner,
Done. Button.
Done button.
SayIt. Text to speech is ready. Menu. Want to say it. Share it with SayIt. Button. Listen to any text selection, article or website. Any PDF, EPUB or MOBI becomes an audiobook. Remembers where you left off. Thank you for using SayIt.
We're in the menu eye of the app, and the first thing we heard was that little intro as to what SayIt does, and we heard menu, which is there on the top right corner. As always, I like to explore and see what's there on the screen. This is the menu eye, and as I indicated, already we have that menu there on the top right hand corner. Moving my finger to the left corner,
SayIt.
all I heard is SayIt. And as I indicated, to the right top right corner
Menu. Button.
is the menu button. Moving down,
Text to be said. Edit box.
we come across an edit field that says text to be said. Now, if you want to type something or paste something from the clipboard, you paste it here. And to the right of that, we have the clip paste button. In other words, tapping on that will paste whatever it is that you have on your clipboard. To the right of that
SayIt. Button.
is the Say It button. In other words, say what I just pasted from my clipboard. Moving on down,
Bookshelf.
we come across bookshelf, and below that will typically be the books that you have imported.
Language.
Below that we have language, and moving on down,
Drop down list. Auto detect.
we have the auto detect for language. In other words, it follows the system language. However, if you find out that it's not doing what you want, you could tap here to go choose your desired language. Moving on next,
Translate to.
you could translate it to a certain language, and below that,
Drop down list. Not translating.
that's a drop down where you could choose the language that you want to translate it to. Next,
Voice.
we now come across the voice selection, and I do want to mention here in passing, however, that when you choose a TTS engine, it actually just uses your local TTS engines, and it's not like it's getting something from online. So whatever TTS as you have as your main driving TTS engine is what would be used. So in other words, if I move my finger down,
System default.
it says system default. So it will only use whatever it is that you have as your main TTS engine. The good news here, however, is that unlike those other apps that uses your main TTS engine, which when one shuts off the screen, then it stops reading, this one does not stop reading. So you could have access to whatever that's being read even with your screen off. Moving on down,
This is a free version of SayIt. Please consider purchasing the full version.
we heard that message again, and below that,
Get full version. Button.
and that's to the right of that, get full version. Let's tab here though and see how much it would cost for the full version.
Play Store. Navigate up. Button.
I am on the Play Store now and looking at it.
Buy for $6.99. Button.
So it's $7, $6.99 to buy the full version. I'll now go back.
SayIt. Get full version. Button.
Moving on down,
Want to say it? Share it with SayIt. Listen to any text selection, article, or website. Any PDF, EPUB, or MOBI becomes an audiobook. Instantly translates to many languages. Learn another language with bilingual translations.
And on the bottom right corner is
Read a book button.
Read a book. In other words, tapping on this button now takes you to the importation process. In other words, takes you to the internal storage of your phone so you could import a book. Show you what I'm talking about by tapping here.
Recent. Show routes button. Open from.
So I got show routes. I tapped on open from, or if you have books in the recent view, then you could find your book from there. I'll tap on the internal storage.
Warren's S23 Plus. Warren's S23 Plus. Show routes button.
And I'm going to tap on books.
Books. Books. Show routes button. Louis L'Amour books.
And here's my Louis L'Amour books.
Louis L'Amour books. Show routes button.
And here are my books.
L'Amour, Louis, Beyond the Great Snow Mountains S's 1999 EPUB. 270 kilobytes. July
I don't know
6th.
if I can
L'Amour,
read this
Louis,
or not.
Beyond the Great Snow Mountains SayIt. This is a free version of SayIt. Please consider
just
purchasing
tapped
the
on
full
it.
version.
And
SayIt. Cover Beyond the Great Snow Mountains S's 1999. Beyond the Great Snow Mountains S's 1999. L'Amour, Louis published. 4. A private eye visits a remote mining town.
I just stopped reading. It's so you can read either with your screen reader, which means you could use your Braille device if you have a Braille display. Now, below all of that, though, where the text is, we have some buttons. And starting from the bottom left, we've got
Fast backward button.
moving right.
Pause button.
That's like play/pause. Next.
Fast forward button.
Next.
Stop button.
We have the stop button. If you tap this, then the controls, that is this playback controls, will disappear. To the right of that
Off.
is a button that simply says off. If you tap here, however, you can choose when to stop reading. For example, if you know you're going to be falling asleep, you could tap here to go choose how long it should be read for. So it's like a sleep timer in a sense. That's what we have there as buttons. Now below that we've got
2. Edit box.
and that has to do with your speed.
2.0. Value 2. Slider.
Moving right.
6,192.
And that's the last item there. Now, for me, the ultimate ebook reader usually would contain a table of contents. I know this book does not, or this essays does not have a table of contents, but I notice, however, that while this one does not necessarily support the table of contents, however, what I like is that you can just simply scroll down and just tap on a given page. For example, if I scroll
7.
down,
10. Roundup in Texas.
if I scroll down again,
18. Asterisk. By the waters of San Tadeo, the dozen shacks that made up the village of San Esteban huddled,
so
dwarfed
if
and
I
miserable
tap
below
here, the focus is now on that particular header or chapter or that page or that title. And I can now just tap on the play and it'll start from there. I hope Google doesn't flag us down, but I'm going to tap here to see if it reads a few words, and then I'll tap the stop.
18. Asterisk. Pause. Button. By the waters of San Tadeo, the dozen shacks that
And
made
now
up
I'm
the
gonna
village
shut
of
off
San
the
Esteban
screen.
huddled, dwarfed and miserable, below
I
the
just
craggy
shut off the
ramparts that
screen,
walled them
and
away
now I'm
from
going
the
to bring
world.
the screen back up.
729. The lofty circle of mountains.
I just tap to stop the reading because I don't want to be flagged by Google. You know, that's all that we have. There's nothing to it. It's very simplistic and a clean UI with no ads. So if you like it, as I indicated, subscribe to our channel and make my late friend's dream come true. Thanks for listening to the App of the Week series.
Thank you, Warren.
Warren, I have a question. Do you know what are the differences between the free and the pro version?
So I think the difference between the free and the pro version is that reminder when you open a book or when you open the app is going to tell you, please consider getting the pro version. And there's another thing that I want to mention here that I mentioned in the demo, that is, if you tap on the stop, I had indicated that when you tap on the stop, it's going to make the playback controls disappear. But in reality, it will close both the book and the playback control. So in other words, when you tap stop, then it will close that book. And so I wanted to make sure I pointed that out. But other than that, the difference is that you'll see that or you'll hear that consider buying the full version, but nothing else thereafter. There are no ads, and it works with the screen off as well.
So in your demo, I noticed that it gave you the ability to choose the TTS engine. However, you said that it only allows the selection of the system TTS, but when it showed default TTS, couldn't you just double tap and to be able to see the other engines?
So if you tap on the system, whatever default, it'll take you to the Android TTS area where all your TTS engines are. So it doesn't necessarily have its own TTS necessarily, so to speak. Instead, it uses what you have on your system. So whatever it is that you use as your default TTS engine, that's what it utilizes.
So in fact, what we're talking about is a shortcut that will take you to the system TTS settings, right? So that text-to-speech settings, I mean.
Exactly. It will take you to that and where all your TTS engines are, and you can choose the one that it is. And if you choose one, then you know that globally becomes your main driving TTS engine. And so that's that's how it works. I wish that it could let you use something just for it, but not changing your main driving TTS engine. But so far, that's not how it behaves. Coming up is our Tip of the Week segment. This is a segment where we show you a trick or two on how to use a certain feature on your phone or in a given app. If you have a tip that you would like to share with our listeners, feel free to send us such a tip to contact us at blindandroidusers.com. And now for this week's episode, here's your Tip of the Week. And now to close today's episode, we have a tip of the week, and here's this week's tip of the week. Hi, for episode 245 tip of the week, this is demonstrating the new feature that Google just implemented in messaging app, that is the Messages app. We're talking about a feature that is simply called protection and safety. In other words, if you like sending nude pictures or something to that effect, they will be blocked. Or if someone sends you a nude picture, for example, it will come in blurry. For adults who are 18 or older, the feature is off by default. However, you can turn it on. For minors, however, that is on by default, I believe. To get to these settings, though, you do the following. 1. Launch Messages. 2. Tap on the top right corner there where it says your name. 3. Scroll down and tap on Messages Settings. 4. Now scroll down and tap on
Protection and Safety.
Protection and Safety. I'll tap.
Protection and Safety. Navigate up. Button.
Tapping on Protection and Safety, here's the information we have.
Protection and Safety.
Moving down.
Prevents spam and warns of potential scams.
Next.
Spam protection. On. Switch.
Next.
This feature is currently managed by Advanced Protection. You can turn off this feature by first turning off Advanced Protection in your device settings.
Next.
To help detect spam, some messaging data is shared with Google. Learn more.
Next.
Manage sensitive content warnings. Blur incoming nude photos and require confirmation to send nude photos.
And that's the item that we're talking about. And below that,
nude photo detection happens only on this device and is not shared with anyone. Learn more.
Now let's go back and tap on
Manage sensitive content warnings. Blur incoming nude photos and require confirmation to send nude photos.
And now I'll tap here.
Sensitive content warnings. Navigate up. Button.
And now here's what we got.
Sensitive content warnings. Heading.
And what we're looking for is an on-off switch, in which I said by default for adults, it is turned off, and that's there on the right corner.
Off. Warnings in Google Messages. Switch.
And now moving on down.
Incoming photos are blurred. Photos with nudity in Google Messages are blurred and can be deleted before viewing.
Moving on down.
Sending a photo requires extra steps. If you try to send an image with nudity, you'll be reminded of the risks and you must confirm to continue.
In other words, if you decide to send a nude picture, however, it's going to let you know as to what you're about doing. And so you could decide not to or proceed and go through the process of allowing such a picture. Next.
Resources and support to protect yourself online.
Next.
Want to make responsible decisions online, but need some support? Here are some resources that can help.
And below that, on the right,
Visit Resources. Button.
And the last item here just reaffirms that all this is done on your device locally. In other words, when you send a nude picture or someone sends you one, it's not going to be sent to Google.
Nude photo detection happens only on this device. Your conversations are always private.
And that's your tip of the week. Watch out for them nudies, if there's such a word. I just invented one. Thanks for listening.
Thank you, Warren. That was a useful one.
Yeah, I kind of like it. So, one wants to send pictures like that, then you have to go through a process of approving. Yes, indeed, that this is what I want to do. And if someone sends you one, it's going to come in blurry. So Google's looking out for you guys. I don't know. But yeah, it's kind of really interesting. They keep improving the messaging app. All good things must end. Thus, it's curtain drawing time, bringing us to the close of this week's episode. Coming up, though, we give you information on how to get hold of us. Well, folks, with that, we come to the end of this week's episode. And as always, we want to thank you for listening to us. We do have John, though, even though he's not here, standing by to give you information on how to get hold of us. And here's John now to give you information on how to get hold of us. John?
To contact us, simply send an email to contactus@blindandroidusers.com. If you'd prefer, you can leave a voicemail by calling +1 307 202 9797. You can join our mailing list by sending a blank email to blindandroidusers+subscribe@groups.io. You can join our Facebook and Telegram groups or subscribe to our YouTube channel using the links in the podcast show notes or YouTube video description. And you can find all of this information and more at our website, blindandroidusers.com.
Thank you so much, John, for giving people information on how to get a hold of us. And I hope that you're having a great time out there in the mountains. Folks, I want to say goodbye from me until we see you next week. Thanks a lot and look forward to seeing you next week.
Have a good week. Goodbye.
Have a great weekend and a great week ahead. Thank you, guys.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the Blind Android Users Podcast. Until we see you next week, don't forget to leave us your comments and suggestions via our email contact or using any of our social media sites. Have a great week.